Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers! John McClane is set to return to the big screen. This time, however, there will be two Johns, as the sixth film in the Die Hard franchise is set to be both a sequel and a prequel.
Enough jokes.
This is why the original title of the film was Die Hard Year One, which reminded a lot of comic book fans of the Frank Miller classic Batman Year One, which told the beginnings of the Dark Knight.
This isn't about healing. I'm not looking for closure.
The new title of the film, however, is simply John McClane, which makes this movie the first installment of the franchise to not have the iconic words Die Hard in the title.
I'll take it from here.
John McClane, the prequel. Underworld director Len Wiseman stressed that the origin story would be the main focus of the film. An important bit of source material for the movie could be the comic Year One. The 8-part series takes place in New York between 1976 and 1977. The reader is introduced to a young John McClane who is exposed to a terrorist for the very first time. The comic showcases John McClane's evolution into a cop and his methods, which even back then did not necessarily resonate well with his superiors. This story also reveals how John met his wife Holly, who is living in separation from her spouse in the very first Die Hard movie.
Is Daddy coming home with you?
Well, we'll see what Santa and Mommy can do, okay?
Both the story of John becoming a cop and him meeting Holly are centerpieces of the prequel according to Wiseman. The film, however, is set to take place in 1978 on New Year's Eve.
Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
John McClane, the sequel. The sequel aspect of John McClane will serve as a narrative framework and will, to the joy of many fans, feature Bruce Willis once more. How this storyline will fit in the movie, however, remains to be seen. It will probably be the case of an old John McClane who will remember his backstory, which will be explored in long flashback sequences.
Trust me, I've been doing this for 11 years.
Writer Ben Treble-Cook originally had a great idea for exactly that, which he published under the title Old Habits Die Hard. Unfortunately, his script was rejected, which is why he published it in novel form under the title Old Habits. This novel follows the story of the old cop Joe Brady, who is invited to Tokyo on behalf of the Oshiro Corporation. Representatives of said corporation intend to thank him for saving the lives of 100 employees who had been taken hostage 30 years earlier. This story, of course, is very reminiscent of the Nakatomi Plaza situation from the very first Die Hard movie. Unfortunately, the backstory of John McClane would not fit into this particular story.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Junior author Eric Wilkinson published his personal vision for a functioning combination of sequel and prequel in an open letter last year. His story would be set right after the events of Die Hard 5. As a young police officer, John McClane failed to resolve a case of the murder of a young girl. Now, 34 years later, the only suspect is found dead. Since the body has traces of McClane's DNA, he is sent to prison. While his wife attempts to prove John's innocence, a prison riot is set in motion, with John in the middle of it.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Whether or not Wiseman took Wilkinson's idea into account when writing the script remains to be seen. What may be even more interesting, however, is the casting choice for a young John McClane. After seeing Looper in 2012, many fans were hoping for Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
So why don't you do what old men do and die?
It seems, however, more likely that a new actor will be picked to play the part. What do you think? Who would you like to see as a young John McClane? And even more important, what do you think of this prequel idea to Die Hard? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you'd like to learn more about the new Predator film or upcoming live-action adaptations of Disney classics, then check out these videos.